Hello mate, how are you?
Good, thank you.
You're good.
So we're going down the Regents Canal today, which will be fun. Hopefully it's not going to rain on us. It was a bit, you know, we've had some spots of rain on the way down. I think it's going to be one of those days. It's going to be raining a bit and not raining a bit.
Yeah. It's going to be coffee a bit, not coffee a bit. Did you get your spokes tightened?
No. What I did was I took it to the shop where I got it. They happened to have another like boxed up brand new wheel, so because I was in a bit of a rush they just put that on instead, which is fine, except a few days later I could hear it starting to make that noise again. So I went, right, I've had enough of this. I'd gone online and bought myself a cheap spoke wrench. I just went round the whole lot of them, making sure they were all decently tight, not like tight, but tight.
That's cured it.
So far so good. I mean, the tiny little wheel like that, you can't, surely those spokes can't pull it out of true. It's so tiny, you know, and they're all tight, so
as long as you've done them evenly all the same, it shouldn't pull it out.
Well, I didn't. I tightened them so they were all about the same tightness, but you know, it's a tiny wheel and it's not got rim brakes, so I figure how wrong can it go? I guess we'll find out. The Museum of Brands, where every brand is not exactly right. Coolman's, Koku Kalu, N&N's.
I'll tell you who lives around here. Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. And do you know who his next door neighbour is?
No.
Robbie Williams.
Really?
And they had a mega falling out.
It does look like the right kind of area for that sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
These nice houses. This is one of the problems with cycling in England. Yeah? Luckily the camera is semi-waterproof. Unfortunately I'm not. It's all part of the adventure, Mum. Besides, blue sky's coming.
New watch out. Obviously it's waiting for the vehicle because there was no vehicle in range.
Not here.
But when I'm next to the Model 3, I've got access to open the front, open the boot, unlock it, change the cars. This is my Bluetooth key for the Model 3. Just this.
Nice.
I don't need my phone with me.
And what's the app called?
It's called Watt, W-A-T-T, Key, but it's not out yet. This is beta. I'm beta testing it for the guy. He's a really good guy. He's got another app on the Google Play Store called Watt Time, W-A-T-T, Time, T-I-M-E. And Joshua Henderson, if you're watching this, thanks ever so much for writing some really great apps. What Time relies on me having my phone on me. So this is actually communicating via the internet on my phone. Whereas What Key communicates on Bluetooth on the watch straight to the Tesla.
Nice.
It's awesome. So if you're a swimmer or a surfer or for any reason you don't want your phone on you, you've got nowhere to put this, that thing's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Portobello Road always reminds me of the Bedknobs and Broomsticks movie. Because they go to Portobello Road and they sing a song there. Buildings, busy Londonness, and then just up here,
I know, straight away you leave London behind you. It's wonderful.
beautiful cycling around here, isn't it?
Look at that.
Yeah, that's what they call a fat tyre bike. Interesting that it's just sat there, not locked up to anything. Cycling infrastructure has dramatically improved over the last 10 years in this city. And my understanding is the number of people cycling has also gone up quite a lot. Funny that. I think we're on the hunt for lunch now. Little Venice. Can you guess where we are? Penicillin was discovered just up here on the right. Yeah, I can see. That's the building. Car coming past. This bridge, Julie, is really interesting. So, that's one bridge, it all lifts up in individual strips. The counterbalances at the end are all different weights depending on the length of the strip that lifts up. So the whole thing comes up. It's called the fan bridge. It goes up like a fan, obviously. It was tipping it down a minute ago. Luckily, the nice place that we're eating let us take our bikes in there, even though Mum's bike doesn't fold. God, I'm telling you, some people fancy coming to London without a folding bike. Did you notice my top?
I did. I noticed it in Westfield.
Ah, so you got me this. This is a roll-up bridge. We've got all the fancy stuff around here.
This is like, you expect this to be like one of James Bond's enemies' places, don't you? You know, this thing rolls up and then, I want you to die, Mr. Bond.
So basically, the golden rule in England is if you don't like the weather at the moment, wait 5 minutes. Now that is a cool piece of street furniture. Charge up your EVs. You're gonna need a lot of those in London soon, I reckon. I just spotted a socket in a lamppost for charging cars. Just surreptitious little Type 2 just right there. Ooh, that's electric. Based on the sound, it's gotta be. Fantastic. So much better than a big chugging engine. Yeah, I suspect that house costs a fair amount. And probably that one as well. You see a whole different bit of London, don't you, down here, Mum?
Oh, really lovely. Look at those beautiful willows.
The only thing that can afford to live down here, there is the moorhen.
And the Queen.
Oh, look at the lovely side and canal boat coming.
This one doesn't sound electric. London Zoo's just on the other side of those trees, and on the other side of that is Regents Park. You see a totally different aspect on the country when you're near water, or ideally on water, but yeah, at the moment we're just near water. Hard to believe you're in one of the biggest cities in the world, and one of the most congested apparently, although it doesn't feel that way when you're on a bicycle. That's also London Zoo. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, maybe it's enough filming while I go along this bumpy cycle path right next to the and this is Camden. I think that might be our last coffee for the day.
Hawley Arms, just there, pub. That's where Amy Winehouse used to drink. Silver Mercedes was where I had my Mercedes lifted. We came back, my car had gone. It was like, I can park here on a Sunday. It was a Saturday. Fitzroy Road. Fitzroy means illegitimate son of the king.
It says no entry, Mark. What are you doing? Beautiful road.
This is where Robert Plant lives, as in Led Zeppelin's lead singer.
The whole road's gorgeous.
Isn't it just?
Primrose Hill. No cycling in Primrose Hill. That's why everyone's out of breath. Isn't that right, Mum?
Yes. Exhausted.
Look at that rainbow.
To be fair, yours is the heaviest bike.
I know.
Yes, you can see why the weather's been causing us so much trouble, can't you? It's just patches of heavy cloud and then patches of sun. We've had to time our coffees very well today. Quick word to the wise, people with a new My Rider 1. One of the things they changed in the latest model is that hub motor now is 40 Newton meter, which is quite torquey for the size of motor. And because the wheel is tiny, if you want to do a wheelie, it's perfectly possible. So be careful. I was just crossing the road and did a sort of bit of a unicycle impression. So yeah, something to bear in mind. Luckily, I managed to hold it. Nice pizza, but we're going to check out the sort of the Abbey Road hallowed ground. That
brick wall there was the recording studio where the Beatles recorded Hey Jude. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, and oh, there's just, the musical heritage here is just absolutely incredible.
And that's the crossing.
And that is the crossing. But you do know that that's MI Studios.
I feel so sorry for the cars on this road.
That's the MI Studios though, you know.
It's a constant stream of tourists videoing themselves walking across it.
I know.
Forgotten to use this camera, which is really annoying because it's a good camera. Secure bike storage. You don't see a lot of these, but they're a great idea because the problem with bikes in London is people nick them all the time. That's why I have a folding bike when I come to London, because I'm not leaving it unattended. And that's also why we've had to eat outside today. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. We almost didn't come today because Mark looked at the weather and it said rain. But when I looked on the BBC News weather, it said some rain. So from that, I surmised, correctly as it turned out, that it was sort of patchy, and when it rains, we could dive into a coffee shop. And the great thing about London is it's full of coffee shops. It's been a great day. It's a pretty sky, isn't it?
Lovely.
But my charge flat's out. You know why? Because somebody over there in the supercharger pressed the button and it's picked up the signal. Although I did think it didn't do that if the car was locked. So maybe they did that while the car was unlocked and I just didn't notice. That's probably it. We're obviously now going home, so I'm going to say goodbye for the day. Cheers, Mark.
That was awesome.
Bye.
Dave.
That was awesome.
It really was. I'm not going to take my helmet off because I'll have helmet hair. I look like Darth Vader or Darth Maul with the...
Cheers, boss.
See you again, mate. It was good. It was really
Absolutely. Till next time.
good. Darth Maul looks like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no, I did a little bit. It's got the crinkliness, hasn't it?
Darth Maul.
Well, I hope you've all enjoyed today's vlog post and found it fun. If you have, remember to leave a like and share it and subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like. The links are in the description. And I want to say a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you all in the next episode of my vlog. Bye.